3 sharp doorbell rings cut through the quiet of my morning, each one like a jab to the chest. I peeked out and saw 2 guys in cheap suits on my porch, standing silent but radiating trouble, like they were waiting for me to make the wrong move. My gut screamed danger, and I knew if I didn't push back, they'd take more than just my peace, maybe everything I had left. Let me set the scene. I'm Ben, a 42-year-old elementary school teacher in Crestwood Pines, Ohio, where perfect lawns and shiny SUVs are the norm, and neighbors used to grill and wave like life was a Hallmark card. My wife, Laura, 38, was the local copper, so everyone thought, always in her navy jacket, ready to roll out for a call. Me, I was happy grading papers, keeping things simple. But then Diane, the HOA president with a platinum bob and a parade of loud flower dresses, decided she was queen, and our quiet life was her next conquest. Crestwood felt like paradise when we moved into the homes, friendly smiles. Diane even swung by with cookies and HOA rules, all charm in a pink flower dress, talking up block parties and book clubs. Trouble started over nothing. Laura parked her cruiser at the top of our driveway for quick emergency exits, not in the garage like Diane's rulebook demanded. One April morning, Diane stormed up in a blinding orange dress, clipboard out like a weapon. HOA says no cars in driveways over 2 hours. It's an eyesore, she snapped, fake smile tight. Laura, cool as ever, said, I hear you, Diane, but it's for work. A week later, a $50 fine hit our mailbox for aesthetic disruption. Laura chuckled, muttering, she's never seen a federal parking code, has she? That was my first hint Laura wasn't just a small-town cop. Diane's attacks ramped up fast. She started wellness checks, prowling our yard at all hours, snapping photos, scribbling violations, noise complaints when we were asleep by 10, fence height gripes when ours was standard, lawn issues when our grass matched the blocks. One afternoon, in a red dress loud enough to wake a coma, she stood on our lawn, declaring, I've got reports of your late-night noise. I'm building a legal case. Laura's smile turned sharp, almost dangerous. Show me those codes, Diane, and the proof. That night, I dug into county records and found that Diane had been sued by 3 families for harassment, one case still open, accusing her of stalking to drive people out. She wasn't just petty, she was a predator. Diane doubled down, hosting coffee chats in her garish dresses, whispering, Laura's no real copsomething's fishy. It worked. Neighbors quit waving. The Garcias ghosted us for their barbecue. Even Mrs. Larson, our sweet zucchini-sharing neighbor, started dodging us. By the March HOA meeting, Diane was ready to bury us. In a teal dress, hair perfect, she faced 50 neighbors like a courtroom judge. The Hendersons have 12 violations: parking, noise, landscaping, she said, flipping her clipboard dramatically. Do they fit our harmonious community? Some nodded, others squirmed, but Laura just sat there, navy jacket crisp, saying, nice notes, Diane. They'll be useful. I thought she'd be mad, but at home, she was amused, making calls with a steel I'd never heard. Full background on Diane Carter, she said into her phone. Financials, legal, federal flags. Send my codes. I stood there, stunned. Codes. Federal flags. Who was this woman? Then came those goons at the door, Diane behind them in a purple dress, smirking like she'd won. Your disruptions end now, she said. Comply, or I'm calling the cops for trespassing and harassment. Laura stepped out, calm as stone. You sure about that, Diane? Want the police involved? Diane laughed. I've got the chief on speed dial. One call, you're done. Big mistake. That night, Laura was in our office, laptop glowing, pulling data from systems I didn't know existed. Ben, Diane's got a Cayman Islands account, she said, like it was no big deal. She's funneled $50,000 from HOA funds through her husband's fake landscaping firm. My jaw dropped. Laura wasn't just a cop, she had federal juice. Over 2 weeks, she exposed Diane's scam, fake invoices, forged contracts, money stashed offshore to bankroll her fancy life while bullying anyone who sniffed too close. We thought we had her, but Diane was slick. At an emergency HOA meeting, in a yellow dress brighter than a traffic cone, she announced, "Our financial records got wiped in a system crash. We'll rebuild, no worries." Most neighbors bought it, but Luis, our treasurer next door, slipped us a USB. "I backed up everything," he whispered. "She's stealing, and I'm done." The drive showed Diane's $50,000 theft, clear as day. But here's the twist: Luis was a snake, feeding Diane our plans. The USB was fake, stuffed with garbage to make us look crazy. Diane knew we were coming for her. I thought we were toast, but Laura laughed and made a call. "This is Director Henderson. Launch a financial crimes task force. Domestic case." Director. My wife was the damn FBI director. Laura had been running a secret op with Claire, a federal prosecutor down the street. They'd hacked Diane's own cameras, catching her scheming with HOA cronies to embezzle and purge undesirables. One clip had Diane gloating, "Once the Hendersons are out, this place will be perfect, no more lowlifes." Laura set a final HOA trap. Diane showed up in a gold dress, hair like a halo, ready to crush us before 60 neighbors. Laura, in her plain white shirt, took the mic. "Diane, explain the $15,000 for a pool we don't have," she said, flashing bank records. Whispers spread. "Or the $30,000 to your husband's fake company." Diane sputtered, "Just planning cost." Laura landed the knockout, "Then why $78,000 from HOA funds in your personal account?" The crowd roared. Diane snapped, "This is slander. You're no cop, I am calling 911 to arrest this fraud." She dialed, screaming for Laura's arrest. Cops arrived, and Diane pointed, "Arrest her, she's faking being a cop." Laura pulled her badge, voice like steel. "I'm Laura Henderson, FBI Director, handling crimes in my neighborhood." The room went dead silent. Diane's face crumpled. Claire revealed the meeting was live streamed. 300 people saw Diane's meltdown, confessing to stealing and targeting families to cleanse Crestwood. "You were the last on my list," she shrieked as feds cuffed her for fraud, laundering, and racketeering. Her gold dress was a sweaty wreck, her reign over. Diane got 18 years, her husband's fake company busted, their assets seized to repay $95,000 to the HOA. Luis, the traitor, was fired and charged with obstruction. Claire took over as HOA president, setting up tight rules, $500 spending limits, open books, a grievance board. Families Diane had run out the Garcias, the parties came back, welcome with apologies and block parties. Laura stayed our neighbor, advising the HOA, while my students bragged, "My teacher's wife runs the FBI." We turned the old HOA office into a justice garden, its plaque reading, "Truth over power." Laura and I walked there evenings, her in that navy jacket, holding hands, watching kids play free from Diane's grip. She asked once, "Regret them knowing who I am?" I grinned. "Hell no, just wish I'd known sooner to have your back." Diane called us troublemakers, but was this justice or a personal vendetta dressed up nice? What do you think? Did we push too far, or was this what truth demanded? Drop your stories of standing up to bullies in the comments. I am reading everyone.